Hi, boys and girls. You will need Activity Book 5.3 and your Reader, Chapter 4, for this lesson. So we're going to be talking about refraction and lenses, and this is a nice follow-up to the read aloud, learning about what refraction is and talking about lenses, different types of lenses. So it says lab notes here, but this is really your reading guide for Chapter 4. As I'm reading chapter 4 to you and you're following along, you're going to stop along the way. So the first one says, what is the main idea? This you'll probably want to save till the end so that you can write the main idea of the whole chapter. Next, as I'm reading, I want you to list 3 key facts or details. So 3 facts or details that you find interesting from this reading. And you can pause the video anytime. You can go back into your reader. If you want to try reading the chapter on your own and doing this, great. The next thing is list 3 new words you learned and what they mean. So you're going to list the word and what it means. Word, what it means, word, what it means. 3 words that you learned or 3 words that you think you need to remember from this chapter. On the back of this page, please don't forget to do the back and submit the back. What is the most interesting thing you learned? So when you're all finished with the chapter, what is the most interesting thing you learned? And the last thing is write 3 questions you still have. So when you're thinking about light and refraction and lenses, what are 3 things you're still curious about? So let's get started. Remember, pause the video at any time so that you can write things on your reading guide. You need to do this as you're reading, or you're going to have to go back and do some rereading when we're finished. Here we go. Chapter 4, Refraction and Lenses. In the previous chapters, you have been reading about how light travels. You already know that light travels at a very fast speed, faster than any machine made by humans. You also know that light travels in a straight line unless it runs into something in its way. So here we see some pictures. When light hits a transparent object up here at the top, it passes right through the object. And remember, it's transmitted through the object. When light hits an opaque object, like this ball, the light is absorbed and blocked, so a shadow is made. When light hits a smooth, shiny surface, like a mirror, it is reflected. So transmitted, absorbed, reflected. One of the things we haven't studied yet is what happens to the speed of light when it passes through something transparent, which means see-through, like water or glass. As fast as light is, when it passes through something transparent, it does slow down. So when light passes through windows, water, and even air, it slows down. The denser or heavier something is, the slower light travels through it. For example, light travels more slowly through glass than it does through water or air. It travels more slowly through water than it does through air. And here we can see light going through air, glass, and water. It travels fastest through which one? Air, because there's nothing blocking its way. When light moves through one thing that is transparent to something different that is transparent, it changes speed. When light changes speed, the angle of the light rays change and appear to bend. Take a straw and put it in a glass of water. Now look at the straw where it enters the water. Can you see that it appears to be at a different angle? That is called refraction. It's caused by the slowing down of light as it moves from air to water. As the light enters the water, it changes angle direction because it slows down. It seems like magic, but it's really just how light travels. No trick. So there you can see that the angle of the straw looks different after it enters the water because the speed of the light changes. You may be surprised to learn that there are many ways that we use light refraction every day. Do you or any of your classmates wear eyeglasses? The lenses in eyeglasses correct different kinds of vision problems by refracting light. Transparent glass or plastic lenses are made to refract light in different ways. Like mirrors, these lenses can be convex lenses or concave lenses. I actually learned something new there. That would be an interesting fact that I would write on my reading guide. I didn't realize that eyeglasses work by refracting light. That's interesting. So there we go. Lenses can be used to refract light to correct vision problems. So it's changing the angle of the way the light hits your eye. Remember that something convex curves outward. A convex lens refracts and bends light rays closer together. When you look through a convex lens, an object will look larger and closer. It looks magnified because the light rays are closer together. A concave lens curves inward. A concave lens refracts and spreads light rays apart. If you look through a concave lens, an object will look smaller. It looks smaller because the light waves are spread apart. So there we see convex at the top. So the light rays are coming in this way, and then the convex curved this way outward brings the light rays closer together. Concave, which is curved inward, spreads the light rays apart and sends them in different directions. A magnifying glass is an example of a simple convex lens. If you hold and look at something closely through a magnifying glass, it will look larger. People use a magnifying glass to more clearly see the details of something small. So there you can see looking at a dollar bill, looking at a fingerprint, and a bug. So a magnifying glass is convex. It curves outward to make the object larger. Convex lenses are also found in scientific instruments. A scientist might look through a microscope with a convex lens. The lens magnifies very small things that cannot be seen with the naked eye. Scientists study outer space with telescopes. Telescope lenses are also convex. They make the moon, stars, and planets look larger and closer so scientists can learn more about them. They have some very powerful convex lenses. So there you can see the scientist looking at something through a microscope. If you just look at what they're looking at on here, you wouldn't be able to see it with your eye. But through the microscope, you can see all the different cells. And then down here, you can see looking at the night sky, this is what it looks like with just our naked eye. And here's what it looks like through the telescope, the convex telescope lens. Concave lenses are also useful. Remember that concave lenses spread out light rays. Concave lenses are used in security cameras because they provide a wider view of a place. Do you have a peephole in your door at home? If so, you may have a concave lens. In many homes and apartments, the peepholes of doors have two lenses, one of which is concave. So on your door, the peephole is where you might look through to see who's at the door, who's knocking on your door. The other lens is convex and magnifies the image made by the concave lens. The people looking in from the outside can barely see what's inside. Remember, concave lenses make things look smaller. However, if you are looking from the inside out, you can see who is standing in front of your door. So there, the bottom is showing you the peephole on a door that you can look through and security cameras. Okay, so that's the end of our chapter. What you need to do now is make sure that you have all of the things filled out on 5.3. Okay, so there's 5 boxes that you need to complete. Make sure that you list 3 key facts, 3 new words, and 3 questions. And then, of course, all the other boxes. Please make sure you submit both sides of 5.3.